Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This has been quite a voyage of discovery these last few days. I've had very poor internet, so I've been able to record a couple of videos offline, but I've really wanted to get back to streaming because I've been really enjoying the 7 days I've been playing, and I've really been enjoying the Warband I've been playing. So I'm sorry that things have been a little haphazard here and there. In terms of content, it's certainly not my intention. I do hope that this video ends up being okay, and I do sincerely apologise if it doesn't. I've been speaking to my internet provider for well over a week now, and they refuse to do anything till at least they're sending over an engineer, but that's not going to happen until next week at the earliest. So I'm just going to try to push ahead. If it's not the best quality, I hope you can bear with me, and I really am sorry that it may not be up to kind of the quality that it should be. It's a frustration for me as well, is all I can say. And my hope is that it will be to an acceptable enough quality to watch, and if it's not, you know, I am very sorry. I'll just have to deal with it as best I can. Okay. So, what were we doing last time? Well, we're trying to get ourselves a bit more wealthy in general, so we can start thinking about getting a business down somewhere. Unlike kind of base mod, these businesses are a lot more expensive, so we need to really increase the amount of money that we're getting in general. I think we can take these guys on. There's quite a few of them. We're going to start battle holding position because that's probably a more sensible thing to do. And I want to hold, let's say, this hill up here, just so we've got a bit of a high ground advantage. It's probably our best way forward, to be honest. Okay, let's get our infantry on this part of the hill, our spearmen on this part of the hill, and of course any archers we have, and any skirmishers we have, they can hold up top and be our range contingent from a distance. Because all these guys have shields, but I'm hoping we might be able to do something against them at least. I really hope this stream is going to work, because I've really missed streaming. I take great pleasure out of streaming, and it's frustrating when I can't do so. Okay, infantry charge and spearmen charge. And we'll leave our skirmishers not basically our range up the top. It's kind of you know, it's probably best they don't get involved in the actual combat for the time being, until we can at least clear out some of these guys. Okay, I reckon everyone can charge now. We've lost quite a few of our troops, but not as much as they have, which is the important thing. Good sir, would you mind? You're going to shield bash me? Interesting. Come here. Come here. Oh, I think he died from blood loss. Our weapons damaged, that's not great. I don't know if we need to instantly repair that, or if we need to... Also, that doesn't affect our companions permanently, because having to change their weapons all the time will be quite... I feel like quite a pain. I'm hoping it's just for the one battle. We'll have to have a look. Of course, the more people we upgrade, the less money we have for any potential businesses, but we might just have to deal with that. Okay, grab all this stuff. Okay, so it's currently at a rusty written sword. We'll see if that changes next time it gets damaged. And see if that's something that needs to be improved as time goes on. We can go after these guys as well, actually. Again, we'll start holding position. I think it's probably our best idea. Everyone can push up to this mound, if not exactly. It's not really a mountain or a hill, but it's at least somewhat of a height advantage. Infantry hold here, as well as our spearmen. Then we want our archers here, alongside our skirmishers. We did lose quite a few troops in that engagement, so we are actually... Nope, skirmishers, I need you to hold here. There we go. We're actually fighting against a slightly... No, come forward, come on. What are you doing? You're taking so long to get anywhere. Okay. We don't have that much of a front line. This might be a bad idea. I forgot we had a lot of people injured in that last fight. We have to do a lot here. We might need to pull back, actually. These guys all have shields, and half our guys don't have shields. I have to say. Okay, you're dead. Everyone charge. And gentlemen, we need to win this. Okay, he's lost some troops, that's good. If we can get some to rout. I don't care about people routing, in fact I'd like people to rout, to be honest. If people would rout, that would actually be incredibly helpful. Because a lot of our guys don't have the protection required. Okay, we've dealt with half his army. Okay, that's that done. Onwards, gentlemen. Onwards. Come back here. Save our veterans, stay front if we can. Oh, we're losing. We are possibly... Yeah, we're going to get destroyed here. That was my fault. I should have engaged. And I think we probably can't take all these guys on, I would imagine. We might be able to... Not if we get swarmed, though. Our shield will eventually break. He hasn't got a weapon. We might be able to win this if we're lucky. I'm aware that our shield's going to break at some point soon. I've got to concentrate for this one. Go away. Because they've all kind of got fresh shields and I don't. No. There goes my shield. Oh, we nearly had it. Run to the... Okay. We've just about survived, which is good. Regenhard, however, is not pleased. I was not pleased that you decided to turn every battle into a bloodbath for our side. To win battle is an honour, but to fight in a should war led by a coward is a disgrace. We need to get somewhere safe. Anyone want to join me? There's some widows and some orphans. Sure, why not? It's cannon fodder. Oh, so refugees and... No, we're not going to take the refugees or the peasant women. I don't think. We definitely need to rest up though, because we are low on troops. So I'm hoping we can get to somewhere where we can actually hire some more actual troops. Into the meat hall. Ransom broker. I may as well sell all the prisoners I have. I'm not going to do those Aquitanian skirmishers because they'll be way too expensive for our pockets at the moment. Go to horse merchant. Whiskers, how's the stream holding up? Okay, you can just pay that, that's fine. Let's go to the Lord's Hall, see if anyone of importance is here. Okay, so apparently it's looking okay. Is that even when I kind of move around, it's still fine? Okay, we need to go get some more recruits, otherwise we're not going to be able to fight as an effective force. I know we can recruit a Seaborough. Or Seaborough. 6 Saxon freeholders. Good to me. Obviously it does cost money, which isn't really fun, but you know, you've got to pay the troops somehow. There was, oh my goodness, 76 ruffians. Good grief. Oh, thank you. We'll deal with them at a later stage. If we can make it to Escancester without dealing with this Danish... No, Vikings, leave me alone. You know what, that feels like it's not worth the trouble. Feels like it's not worth the trouble at all, to be honest. Oh goodness, there's a whole bunch of people here. Looks like they're going to be going for war soon. It's a siege to retake Baden. Baden's just going to constantly re-switch hands. I don't think there's anything we can do about that, to be honest. Head into Chippenham. Okay, hello. Some people coming in for us. We don't really want to lose any money or be injured, so it's important that we try and win this. Luckily, Archu here is doing a good job. It's clearly not everyone though, there's still someone. Everyone in charge. Oh, there it is. I wonder where the rest of them were. How about you, bastard, you? Oh my goodness, how many of them are there? Man, Alchu is doing very well. This is a big old ambush, though. Come here. I think probably I would like to get an axe eventually, but for now the sword will do. Is that everyone? Yes, and we've also leveled up. Wonderful. I think we're going to strength just so we have 15. So if we get some kind of even heavier gear, we can just about afford it to kind of run around in it. Let's put another point into... Let's put another one into power strike. Just gives us a bit more fighting proficiency on the field. I think that's always a good thing to do. Okay. I guess maybe we'll head back to Seaborough, see if we can get some more troops hired. Some more Saxon freeholders, that's good. I reckon I could take those 76 ruffians on. Can I? Sure, let's give it a go. Because the battle advantage is pretty much the same. It's kind of a one-on-one. But they shouldn't have any range or shields, so I'm hoping that will be our major selling point to kind of deal with them. I love the shield designs on these guys. Okay, so infantry hold here alongside the spearmen. I want my skirmishers up on the higher ground to be our range support. We are vastly outnumbered, but ruffians tend to be pretty easy to deal with for the most part. It can be sometimes a bit of an issue. But I'm sure we'll be okay. Oh, let's not press the wrong button. Oh, there they are, good. Pretty soon our skirmishers should start to get involved. But we actually probably need to go get some more, because we don't actually... I think a lot of them died in those engagements we had. There's a fair old whack of these peasants coming in, these ruffians, so let's clear out as many as we can, or at least get some damage off. Infantry charge, and spearmen charge as well. They've already lost some troops, which is good. So they'll start to rout, which is excellent. Again, we don't particularly... Ooh, good old head chop there. We probably don't particularly care about killing every single one of them. We just need to make sure we win the overall battle. But given how many of them are dying, and quickly, I think that's probably going to be something we achieve, which is good. Can't catch you up. I'm going to let the skirmishers charge, so they might be able to catch up to any people running. Kill you. Kill you. Okay, well we are winning this battle, which is good. I mean, these guys are not too tough, but there were 70 of them. But I think we will go pick up some more peasants from Luton from north, because that's one of our big recruitment centres. Kill you, wonderful. I wonder if I'm streaming if it's streaming 720p because of my internet issues, because I'm looking at my bitrate and it's still not perfect by any stretch. But I'm hoping it's at least a bit better. This will be probably a fairly short stream, just so I can kind of like diagnose what's going on a bit. But I wanted to do a bit of more, I really wanted to stream. I've been trying for like 3 hours to make this just feasible, to make it work. So I do hope it's at least up to par. Okay, my esteemed colleague is telling me it's a bit better. It's presumably not great, however. I imagine it's still quite blocky. But hopefully not kind of, you know, full-on Minecraft blocks. There we go. And we only lost 2 people in that engagement, so it's not a bad thing, all things considered. And we get plenty of prisoners as well. In fact, we can't actually take them all. I'm sure there'll be plenty of loot here. Obviously not all of which we will be able to take. But we'll be able to take some of it and sell it for at least something. It'll be perfect. We'll be able to sell it for a decentish amount. Okay, there we go. And let's go back to Winchester to sell this all. And we'll set illusion from north along the way. We'll split to Eldon and Bucker here. Do you have any tasks for me? You don't really like me very much. I think we can recruit in his lands though, because there didn't seem to be a question to allow us to do that. So let's trade with the locals, sell all this. Oh no, we can't sell to the goods merchant or the horse merchant. We can sell to the armourer, because everyone knows that armourers buy all the slings. He's got on space. So let's go to the weaponsmith. I think we'll need to give a bit the traders here in Winchester a bit of a break. So we'll kind of sell off our stock and recover their space. I'm going to go to the training grounds. I wonder if there's a tournament nearby I can enter. Is there a tournament nearby? There's going to be one at Edinburgh, Dorset, Uncuff, and a few Welsh towns. Okay, I don't think that's an immediate thing that we want to be looking out for, but hey ho. I'll head down to the salt mine, because we might be able to get some troops in there. There's the fighters' camp. Oh, it's night time. Okay, that's probably not an immediate priority then. Can we take on you lot? It's actually quite a lot of them. The robbers and reavers are obviously a little bit tougher than your average ruffian. Let's at least go get some troops from Luddenham North, so we're in a better spot when it comes to having some range, because obviously when we hire peasants, all they really have is slings, but it's better than nothing. Let's recruit some one angle peasant. Is that what you can really give me? Any tasks I can help you with? I will happily go get your slave just to increase our relationship with you. Where is the hideout? There it is. And I see him. Obviously not a very pleasant task that we have to do, but having a good relationship with this village is important, because as you just saw, we've got 8 angle freeholders, which are kind of fairly low, mid-tier spearmen, but they're not basic recruits, which is good. I'm very sorry, slave, you're going to have to come with me. And the things we must do in pursuit of power. Follow me. My apologies, sir. Back to Luddenham North we go, and we actually have to go to the village centre so we can witness the beating in its full glory. Look at the starry night sky. Wonderful. And once we speak to this village elder, we will see the slave being beaten up here by the fire. There we go. Let's recruit some more volunteers, a couple more peasants. A few more spearmen. So that slave hunter is actually pretty good. He's not a veteran slave hunter, but he's still a slave hunter nonetheless, so we will move him a bit further up in our kind of queue of good troops. You're heading to Dunwick. I wonder, do you need me to... No, I can't escort you, because I'm not part of that faction. I suppose that makes a great deal of sense. Maybe we go take on some Vikings. Oh, we're getting there in terms of money though. If we can keep pushing, we might be able to get a business up and running. Oh, let's not go past Baden, where the entire Welsh faction is hanging out. There seems to be a permanent war with Gwynedd, to be honest. We could try the Roman... I don't know. Let's go to the Danish Longford. I'm sure there'll be some Ships around somewhere. Oh, we can do that. There's only 6 of them. We only get 2 renown, but I'm hoping we'll get at least a decent amount of, if not much of it, at least some good loot to sell. So infantry and spearmen hold down there. Skirmishers can hold up here. There's only 6 of them, so perhaps formations are a bit unnecessary, but I think it's worthwhile. We should probably move the young warriors out of the skirmisher line. Oh no, they're not in the skirmisher line, good. Let's just spread these guys out a bit so our actual kind of mainline troops can get through. Okay. Ooh, headshot. Very nice. I think everyone can just charge. There's only so many of them, it's not a huge problem. And their shields are probably fairly weak from all those javelins. Our ship captain's going to do some damage though. Who's left? I don't think this person is running, they're just a bit far behind. They decided to join the engagement a bit too late on. Not even moving, they're just kind of standing there. Interesting. Is he running? He's not running, so what's he doing? He's just standing there in the distance. Strange man. Is he? Oh, he might be a berserker. He's got like a wolf head skin. He's not wearing a shirt, so he might. Yeah, I reckon he's a berserker. He looks pretty tough. We'll have to see. Yeah, this chap looks like a berserker to me of some kind. Oh yeah, he's definitely like a Viking. Yeah, there's a berserker. An Ufhedin, I believe, is the name for it. Oh, that's a good old sword. It's about the same as ours, so I guess we can. I mean, all this stuff is worth a pretty penny. We'll head down to Bodmin here, as it's nowadays, but back then Botswana. There's also a tournament here, so let's get all this stuff sorted, and then we'll enter the tournament, I reckon. I'm just going to buy some fish. I'm also into the mead hall. Ransom broker, excellent. We will join this competition. How well we... I mean, I found myself struggling in these competitions, but we'll do what we can. Is it just the two... It's not just the two of us, okay. I think most things normally apply, but sadly we are with a camp defender who's not going to live very long. Okay, we got a kill though, so we should be through. Haha, that was cool. Like a ninja jump. Still, even if we know we're through, we're going to keep fighting as best as possible, and, you know, it's still good experience if nothing else. Okay, 2 teams with 5 fighters. Again, I think we can put some money on here. So, everyone just hold. I'd rather fight as one engagement than all separately. Okay, now we can go. Okay, you're dead. That person's going to die if we don't help them. Come on. Okay, there we go. We took some damage, but we're okay. 3 teams with 1 fighter. I'm hoping we'll be okay, because they're gonna fight each other hopefully, and then we can take on the survivor, who hopefully will be a bit damaged. Hello, good sir. I require your death. Possibly, hello, good madam. Yes, indeed it is a madam. There we go. Okay, 3 teams and 2 fighters. That could be interesting. Let's hope we have someone good on our side with us. We've committed a lot of money to this tournament. Okay, they're going to fight each other first. That's good. So we can just say this person on one at a time. Okay, stay with me here. Okay, it's going to be a 2v2. That's interesting. Let's pick up this chap's shield. Just so we have a backup, a spare, should the time come. Now we can charge. Ow. That wasn't good. Damn it. Ah. We got to round 4. It's probably the furthest we've got in one of these tournaments. We've got 18,000. We're doing okay. If we can do... Ooh, 20 Vikings. Can we take on 20 Vikings with what we got? Let's at least head into Estencester first. But that would be a good payday, but we'd lose a lot of troops in the process, I reckon. We'll take up some more Saxon recruits. I wonder, can we take them on? They're running from us, so let's give it a go. We do have a battle advantage, which is good, but Vikings can be pretty tough. So we need to be a little bit careful. But I want my infantry and I want my spearmen at the front. And I want my skirmishers on this mount here. Because these guys are going to be no joke. I'm going to have to deal with them as best possible. I don't know why our infantry has decided to hang back, but let's push them forward. Also just going to give myself a drink quickly. Delicious. Okay. I'm probably actually a little bit too far ahead for my liking, so let's pull them back slightly. We've only got a few skirmishers here. But a lot of these guys in the infantry and spear line do have throwing weapons as well. And if we can wait for them, it just means... because they're a bit more strung out, which is good. They do have some very dangerous units though, including these ship captains and presumably a couple of berserkers somewhere as well. So it's just something we need to bear in mind. Right, infantry charge and spearmen charge. Okay, let's do what we can here. Hi Synth1, how are you doing today? Good to see you. You having a good day? Probably slaughtering some Vikings, or at least attempting to slaughter some Vikings. It's good to hear you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Apologies if there's slight issues with blockiness. I'm having some issues with my internet, but I'm trying to persevere as best possible. I was playing Blade Warband. What's the DLC like? I like the DLC. There are... It's based off a mod called Britain Walder, which is a very popular mod and one of my favourite mods alongside Prophecy of Pendor. But there are a few quality of life changes, there's a few extra animations. The spear combat's a lot better in this as well. I haven't played Blade Warband in a very long time, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm very much a Prophecy of Pendor kind of guy, but I thought I'd give it a break and play this DLC. And I have played this before, but I do have a preference. I've always played the Britain Walder mod, but this is kind of the official version of the Britain Walder mod, which was made by the same team. It's tough to get going in this mod. You know, I'm a vassal. I'm not earning any money because I've lost my village, because we're currently at war with the Welsh, and the Welsh keep on taking the village that they take the castle that my village is bound to. And I'm just trying to get my first business up and running, because businesses are very expensive in this. I just started the game recently, so only vanilla so far. No problem. I mean, vanilla, this is the great thing about this game, it's so expansive in what you can do. You know, there's so many modding capabilities. You've got Lord of the Rings, Elder Scrolls, Game of Thrones, and then you've also got plenty of original mods as well, like Prophecy of Pendor, although it obviously has very much influences from kind of these historical shows or fantasy shows. So it's a ransom broker. We will sell all our prisoners. It's a bit more hardcore than the base game. I definitely say that. You know, there's wounds, there's stamina. Although I've turned the stamina off, there's weapon breaking. So you know, there's a lot of stuff that you have to bear in mind. Let me just take this all back because I can't actually set it here. No, that's not the stuff I want. Okay, let's take our stuff back. Hang on. What's going on here? We need to burn price. Where's the stuff we need? Reclaim price. That's the one we want. Sure. Go there and sell it here. What is my kingdom? I am not currently I'm not ruling a kingdom. However, I am attached as a vassal to this kingdom here, the kingdom of West Saxa, possibly better known as the kingdom of Wessex. Famously, Alfred the Great ruled Wessex and was the stalwart, very much kind of the firm wall against the Viking invasions up in Jorvik in Mercia. So I'm still a very lowly lord. I was given this village here, Badenham, but I lost it because Baden was taken by the Kingdom of Gwynedd, which is this Welsh faction up here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We might actually be able to buy a business in a second, which would be excellent news. Right. I think we might be able to get a business up in Chippenham, which would be excellent. And it would save on a lot of costs. King Arthur took my village. Yeah. Absolutely. We need to go to the... We need to stroll through the town, because I want to speak to the... I don't know why I'm putting my weapons out. It's not like we need them. I'm going to go speak to the Guildmaster? I don't think they're called Guildmasters. There might be Mayor or Town Elder. For your first playthrough is fighting as a vassal the whole game, fine. Absolutely. That's the beauty about this game. You can play as a vassal, you can play as a mercenary, you can play as a raider. You know, I sometimes like playing being an evil bastard, but I'm not this time. Although being evil is tough because it means not many lords like you. So it is easier, all things considered, to be play as a good person if you can. But yeah, you can absolutely fight as a vassal. You can bring your kingdom to, you know, the kingdom you fight for glory. Who are you shackled up with at the moment in the base game? Are you base... Cat playthrough, absolutely. Are you based with the... oh my goodness, I have to remember the base game factions. The Nords, the Vages, Sarnion, Rodok... Rodok's on the verge of death. That's quite surprising. I always found the Rodoks to be quite a... force to be reckoned with. And you're fighting with Swadia, a very strong faction, especially with their cavalry. Very strong with their cavalry. So we can get... it costs so much. 16,000 for 668 pennies a week. Two of the costs that Artimena talks about a lot. Oh yes, I remember Artimena. Honestly, I haven't played the base game in so long. I'm not going to do this one because this one's cheap and doesn't give me that much profit. Brewery is okay. This is the thing, like if you look at the prices of these, they're very expensive. But obviously the more we invest initially, the better. So I think we're going to go for... Definitely not this one, because that's hiring. That's a loss. Is it this one we wanted? Yes, we're going to get a Ironworks up here after 2 weeks. Hello, Dank Slavic. I presume Dank Slavic. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? You good? Synth, you've been rooting for the Rodox there. Rest of the counts. Oh, you've been routing, not rooting. What am I saying? You've been routing the Rodox from there. Yeah. I always kind of shuckle up with the Nords in the base game, or sometimes the Vagiers, purely because I think, you know, I like infantry and I like archers. One of my plans for this playthrough, initially, I think it's to get money. I'm kind of role playing that I'm an Anglo-Saxon, so I'm not really a fan of any Vikings in my land. So I want to kind of retake Jorvik and make it turn it back to its original name of York. Not that I can actually do that. Dank, you're tired. It's 4 AM in your country. Well, it's 3 AM in mine, so you're not far off. We're kind of we're not too far apart there. I'm sorry to hear your hands hurt a little. Yeah, I mean, Swad is you can kind of use a lot of knights to kind of ram down opposing armies. So yeah, initially my plan is just, I think, get money set up, but I would like to... I have ancestors... Oh, hello. Interesting. A group of bandits approach your camp. As your men reach for their arms, the bandits put down their weapons so they can peace. The leader of the bandits approaches you and asks if they may join you. I'm not sure I want to welcome them. We could just kill them all. Oh no. We lose renown. Oops. Probably not a great idea. I know what you were thinking in the first place. I couldn't possibly comment. Right, well, we've just lost some renown because of those bandits, but that's okay. You've got 29 stun my sergeants and sharpshooters in the castle. Sword is great because it's got a great mix of different... It's got a great army balance. It's got great cavalry, and it's got decent, you know, infantry, sort of spearmen, sergeants, as well as the sharpshooters. I'm doing okay, thank you, Dank. I've had a lot of trouble trying to get my streaming working recently, as I've had a lot of internet trouble. And I still don't actually know how it's doing at the moment, but I'm hoping it's doing okay. But it's been a real stress to get this sorted over the last 3 or 4 days. But it is now getting somewhere, slowly, which is excellent, because it really has been such a frustration. Let's make sure we don't run into anyone that we don't want to here. But I'm doing great, thank you. I'm enjoying playing the game. This is the game I actually have played the most at. Played the most on Steam. I think 600 hours in this game now, which is remarkable given that probably I've got another 200, 300 hours offline as well. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Synth. I do think that Swadians are kind of the easiest start, but I also agree with Slavic that it's very hard to get castles from, is it King Harlaus? Yeah, King Harlaus, I think that's the one. Anyone around here that we can deal with? We don't have much money, so let's go get some money to buy ourselves time before our next payday. I guess that's what we can... Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Ooh, can we take on 40 Vikings? I'm going to say no. I will... Sorry, Dank, I just had to deal with my mod. It sometimes gets a bit haughty when people use language which isn't, you know, You know that meme? It's like no swearing on my Christian Minecraft server. It's kind of that, but with my with my automated mod. You nominated him and Clargus for everyone until we became friends. That's a great idea. Even then, Hylas can be some trouble. Hylas can sometimes be a little unforgiving when it comes to actually giving land away. He's very protective of his land, from memory. Okay, infantry and spearmen hold the line. We'll get our skirmishers here. What I would say about this mod or this DLC is that there's very much a focus on, like, bows have a lot less of a importance in this mod. It's much more about skirmishers and throwing weapons. Yeah, so Slavic, when a castle gets taken, you can go around and speak to all the lords, and you can say, "Oh, who do you think should receive, you know, Swadia?" And then, or, you know, a castle or whatever like that, and then you just say, "Oh, just I nominate you," and then they get a bit friendlier. I tend to do that early on, like I am now, as I'm still quite a new noble to the Kingdom of West Saxa. I always think it's important to, like Synth says, it's always good to nominate them, especially I think in the early game, to ensure that you get the proper relations later down the line. Of course, also having good persuasion does help with that as well, because it lowers the bar that you need for NPCs to kind of agree with what you say to some extent. Hey, Slavic, I'm still discovering new things about this game every day. I'm sure you're not an idiot, don't worry. Right, let's deal with these Vikings. Charge, gentlemen. I also never play with throwing weapons normally. I'm very much a sword and board with a bow. But I think it's important to... This isn't really a bow-centric mod, unlike Pendor. So I think it's important to... And also it's important to try different styles every now and then again. Which is why yeah, I will get a horse eventually, but at least for the moment I'm fighting on foot. Okay, we're starting to lose a few troops here, but we should be okay. So I think there's only this one chap left. Traitors are always helpful. Oh, I was watching a show. It was like Barbarians. It was about Romans in Germany. Obviously back a long time ago, and it was something like, I love the information that a traitor speaks, but I don't love the traitor for who he is, or something along those lines. But I thought it was I can't remember what the phrase was, but I thought it was quite a cool phrase. Oh yes, of course, because they can. I forgot that they can bring their castles and towns with them to new areas. Earthland and Connacht to make peace. That is going to be a Irish faction or two. Yeah, it's going to be one of these chaps. I don't know which one. There's Connacht. Yeah, it's going to be peace in Ireland between, at least, well, I say peace, objective peace, at least between two separate factions in Ireland. Let us go to Cirencester, sell some of this stuff, and trade. You say they're dead since, but I've sometimes seen I've seen some factions come back from very small amounts. One of my preferred mods, which is Prophecy of Pendor, there's a faction there called the Empire, and I saw them go down to like 3 castles or 2 castles, and they came back. But obviously, it's not a usual occurrence, so it can obviously happen that they will just die, but don't count them out just yet. Okay, let's go to the trade with the locals. We've done that. Oh, your castle's there. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed you. I'm very sorry if I have. Okay, it's going to be a feast in Dornweiler-Cester. Where is that? And also, I'm trying to work out what that is in modern day England. Is that Hastings? No. Possibly slightly in the wrong area. We do need to go recruiting as well, so we will head via Seabrook, which is one of our recruitment centres. 6 Saxon freeholders, excellent. And we'll head into Dornweiler-Cester. If purely to is anyone actually home? No, no one's actually home. Why have I been invited to a feast when no one's here? Do you have any tasks for me? Yeah, I think the Rodox are based off like Genoese crossbowmen for the most part, because I think all the factions kind of have real world influences. Swaden's very obviously like sort of medieval French. Why are their heads so small? What in this mod? I think it's just in the design of this DLC. The bodies of the NPCs are incredibly bulky in comparison to kind of the head. It's just one of the design choices, I think. I hear that you're a famous strategist. What's this about? That's right. Thanks to God, I'm the best commander in Europe. My name has long been known and famous in all of England. I'm champion of West Saxon. I have single-handedly killed 20 men in the chaos of war. Only 20. I killed about 10 in the last battle. And I have won over 20 battles since I started leading shield wars. I've never ever suffered a defeat. You wish to learn from me, right? Then be good and listen to my words carefully. Tonight, or I'll send one of my men to cut your throat with his sax. Yes, I'm interested. I have good men. They are ugly, stupid, and cowardly, but they obey orders well. The first thing you need is men that obey orders without thinking too much. Ah, he's teaching us the formations, the F1, the F4. I'm going to continue just in case there's anything interesting. No, okay. Nothing particularly of interest. I thought that might lead to a quest, but apparently not. Yeah, I do think they all represent... I do think they represent... All the factions represent historical countries to some extent. You know, the Nords are very obviously kind of based off Vikings. Vagirs, I think, are supposed to be like Slavic almost, kind of Eastern Europe. Sassanids are kind of, you know, desert folk. You know, maybe, you know, modern day UAE or something. Rodox could be Iberia. Kurgits are Mongolians. Yeah. Vagirs are Russian warriors and Lords of Slavic Viking. Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny, even in other mods, you still kind of get variations on that. Let's head over here. I'll be honest. I hated playing as the Kurgit Khanate. Because I did a run as the Kurgit Khanate, and I've never done one since. I thought they were a terrible faction to play as. They're great on the open field, but they're terrible for sieges. Just in general. 7 peasants, why not? Let's get a couple of bowmen. Bowmen aren't perfect because they don't have a very big upgrade tree, because it's not such a prevalent thing within this mod, but I think in general it's good to have a little bit of range. Right, let's head into London Vic and see if there's anything interesting happening. Here's a sailor and a wandering bard. That's fine. We might just ensure we have a... Actually, we've got enough food for now. That's fine. We don't need to invest in more for the time being. Let's have a quick drink. Right, what is our next goal? Probably can we gain more businesses. So let's head back down to that Viking long fort down by Cornwall. Every single mod I have played call it different. So in this mod it's Cornubia. In the Last Kingdom it's Cornwallum. So they all have different names. But I suppose, you know, it's based off fantasy, so it's not the end of the world. We should really get a horse at some point, but horses are expensive. Who have we got here? Bandit leader. Oh, we can take on them because sailors won't be. Sailors won't be too much of an issue to deal with. Courage is about the size of Europe. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a mod which is, I think, called 1258 AD from memory, and it's a massive map. It goes all the way from the British Isles, and I think Iceland as well, actually, all the way to kind of Byzantium from memory. Okay, there's quite a few of them there, but I'm not too concerned purely because a lot of these guys are sailors. Bannerlord is very good. I still have more of a love for this game because this is the one I grew up playing, and it's my most played game of all time. And I think it still doesn't have quite the same depth of. It doesn't have the same depth of quality, but that's just my personal opinion. I think the graphics are a great improvement. I don't know what it is. To be fair, I last played it a year ago, and there was a couple of things in that I didn't. There were a couple of things I didn't find. It didn't excite me as much, and I don't know if that was just me being grumpy at the time of playing. Okay, these sailors I'm not too worried about. It's just those shield guys at the back probably I've got more concern about. Although I have seen that there's some very good mods inside Bannerlord. Like there's some really, I think there's some really good Roman ones apparently. Let's deal with some of these sailors. Ooh, decapitation. Yes, please. I think it's a matter of perspective whether Bannerlord or Warband is better, and everyone's going to have differing opinions. I know some people who prefer Bannerlord. I also have some friends who prefer Warband. Yeah, a good Game of Thrones. I think there are a couple. Yeah, I mean the ones in Warband I think are restricted quite a lot by the mechanics of the game. I think a Clash of Kings is coming out for Bannerlord, but I haven't really looked at the modding scene for Bannerlord yet. I probably should. Do you play Crusader Kings since? Because there's a really good couple of Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings Game of Thrones mods. You haven't really liked any Warband mods. That's fair enough. I mean, some of them take a lot of getting used to. I can heartily recommend Prophecy of Pendor, but it is a tough start. Prophecy of Pendor. But I really recommend it. It's low fantasy. There's elves. There's a lot more depth in that mod than I think I've found in any other mod. But it is a very tough start. You know, you can get doom stacks of like 3,000 troops at some point. You played Crusader Kings 2 for the free weekend. Playing King of Ireland and Tutorial Island. Everyone, Crusader Kings 2 especially I think has some very good mods for Game of Thrones, but I think you do need quite a bit of DLC to make it work, which is one of the issues. Oh, you play Crusader Kings 3. Crusader Kings 3 is more accessible in terms of like to new players, but Crusader Kings 2 is a lot more in depth, and again a bit like Warband, I've got a lot more hours in that than I do in kind of the base. Basically, I have more hours in the older game than I do with the new game, which might be kind of counterintuitive. But I suppose I've always enjoyed these old games. I only say Tutorial Island, not in a bad way, but Crusader Kings has never been very good at tutorializing very well. And, you know, setting Crusader Kings 2, there was never really a good tutorial of any kind. And so it was always suggested that new players would start in Ireland because it gave you a good way of understanding the game mechanics. And well done, honestly. You became king out of your own volition, no direction from the game involved. Absolutely. But I remember when I first started, I was instructed that probably a safe bet for me would be to... because I really didn't understand Crusader Kings 2 at the beginning. And so it was mostly suggested to me, go and play in Ireland as a count there, and you'll start to understand things a bit more. And it really helped me. And so I think they kind of made it an official tutorial in... Well, not a tutorial, but I think that's... Did they make it a tutorial in Crusader Kings 3? Maybe I'm just spouting out a nonsense. It could be entirely possible. Get a bit of money from helping this guy into London Wick. I wonder if there's a ransom broker here. There's not. Just a watchman, a traveller, and a wandering bard. Let's head to Winchester, or Winchester as it's called in this mod. I do hope my stream's not going too blocky. I see my bitrate is going up and down quite a lot, so I'm sorry if that's the case. We'll go after these chaps here, I reckon. Definitely don't want to deal with that Welsh Lord, however. Where do we want... Okay, we're going to set up on this mound behind us. Again, using kind of a line of infantry and a line of spearmen as kind of our front line to deal with things. Warband doesn't have... So, since it's asking me, how will you subjugate a kingdom in Warband? Sadly, unlike Crusader Kings 2, there's not really that mechanic. Certainly in Warband, the political system is not in-depth enough to make that work. There is... Oh wait, hang on, sorry, I'm thinking of vassalization. That's something completely different. You mean Conquest? Yeah, sorry, it's 3:30, my brain is fried. I realise what you're saying now. What you can do is, if you get enough castles and towns inside a kingdom, you know, you've already got one castle, you might get a few more, then once you have enough, you can rebel and try and create a civil war within that faction. And, you know, you're likely to be friends with quite a few of those lords, I imagine, so you can bring them over to your side if you have high enough persuasion. But, or you can start independently, but you know, if you leave your lord and go set up a faction somewhere else, you will need to probably forfeit your towns and castles and villages. If you start a rebellion, Harlas will hate you. Sadly. The king is not fond of giving up his territory, would you imagine? Okay. How many men left? Not many. Just the chap here. There we go. 8 renown, 9 morale, wonderful. Which prisoners? Let's get a Saxon companion out. I think these guys are more infantry based than they are spearmen. It's weird that there's so much spear. We have so many spearmen in this army, but we have a lot less. You know, cavalry is a lot less of a thing because the cavalry was a sign of extreme wealth back then. And, even everyday soldiers could barely afford a proper sword, let alone a horse. That's why the spear and shield was such a strong combination. Anyone here we want to really take on? I think that's fine. We could try save these young warriors. No, we can't. We were too late. We can speak to Ethel. I could never say. This is such a hard name to say. Etheling, Elfred, Ethelwolfing. Lots of A's. Do you have any tasks for me? Yes, we need to go destroy a Reaver camp. I think we already know where that is. Next time I get on, probably going to take out my infantry and I'll just train against mountain bandits. Great idea. Now, I think, yeah, we've already found that fighter's camp, so that's good. Let's go to the mead hall. The very strong 35 cavalry do indeed. Yes, they will steal a lot of the kills. The Swadian heavy cavalry are something else. They're definitely the strongest cavalry in the game by a country mile. Let's trade with the locals. Sell off all this stuff so we have enough space when we go in and fight in the Reaver's den. Good bit of money. And we're still okay for food for now, so that's not a problem. We probably want to... Okay, Budden's been given to Wolf here. I don't really mind not getting it because it's just going to get taken back. It's just been swapping hands between us and the Welsh constantly. We're going to go to the fighter's camp now. It's daytime. Knights, men at arms, and a whole bunch of... best cavalry tactic is F1 and F3. I think every single... To be honest, nearly all my tactics in Warband, unless it's like Prophecy of Pendor, is normally just F1 and F3. I do sometimes flank with cavalry. I tend to use it kind of a hammer and anvil tactic, so the infantry charge into their infantry, cavalry come around the back and charge into them from behind. I kind of use my medieval 2 strategy, medieval 2 total war strategy in Warband. Memes. Right. Elchu is a good fighter. He helped us there. In that ambush we had earlier. We'll shop here. Okay, everyone follow me. Let's stick as one group if we can, I think. Memes don't win wars. No, they don't. You just stand there, Kai? Kai, are you going to actually help us at all? There we go. Oh, there's quite a few you chaps here. Okay, let's go. Stabbing someone with a heavy lance does win a war. Absolutely. Oh, there goes our shield. That's not good. Shield. Shield, please. Shield, please. Okay. It's weird, I rarely do a lance build, but I really should because they are incredibly powerful. Certainly in this mod, lancing is really not a thing. Spears are, but lancing not. Because I suppose lances weren't really developed in history by this point in time. Come on, let's deal with you. Let's also pick up a spare shield. We can. That's for some reason can't seem to be one that we can pick up. You'll have to lance. You'll have to snipe lords. Yeah. Is this the last chap? No. Who is still missing? There's one person there. There's still 5 others. I'm going to push up with these chaps here. I think those 2 can probably deal with him down there. It works especially well with the Nords, as the Nords don't really have much cavalry. So yeah, sniping the Lords at the beginning is a good idea. But this is the Dark Ages, we don't really get lances. Or cavalry for that matter. Right. Need to be a little bit careful here that we don't overexert ourselves, because if we either get knocked out, then we don't stand a chance. He's going to shield bash us. We're going to pick up a spare shield. Okay, well we've got a new shield. Who's left and where are they? Just 2 of them. We should be able to cope, I would hope. Oh, you're a... Oh! No! God damn it. I shouldn't have tried to use my throwing weapons, I should have just kept my shield up. Well, we're going to have to go back to what's-his-face and say, well, sorry, we failed the quest, which is ridiculous that my companions just can't finish the quest for me and say then we've dealt with it, but I guess not. We also need to go heal our wounds before that becomes a problem. It's annoying we are winning the war and enemy lords have 20 and 30 troops, so I can't catch them. That can be a problem. Let's go speak to this chap and say we failed the quest. Luckily he doesn't actually, you know, get annoyed with us. But it would have been nice to get his relation up, because it means we'll be able to recruit, which would be useful. Let's head into Winchester. We need to get ourselves healed from that. I don't know if he's a Jarl, like a sea captain, something like that. We just need to get ourselves healed up here. Which is, can I remember where the physician is in this town? I'm not sure I can. I know where it is in Chippenham, so we can always go to Chippenham instead. But if we can find where the physician is, there we go. Physician's always got like monastic clothes on, or at least religious clothes. I need to tend to my heavy wounds. Here we go. 150 pennies well spent, I would say. Let's head back towards this kind of Viking territory area where those Dane Sea Raiders are. Into Sebra. Pick up a few more recruits, Saxon freeholders. We can always head to Cirencester as well. There's this, obviously there's this Danish longfall here, which means... Oh, hang on, can we take you on? I think we can probably take you on. Actually, we may as well recruit before we go into a fight. 10 Saxon freeholders, good grief. That's going to be a drain on my coffers, but having 70 troops will actually help us a lot going forward. Right, well, we'll start by holding here, and then they can come to us, hopefully. So infantry, skirmishers hold the hill, and spearmen can hold here as well. Where are skirmishers? Are they coming? Okay. Our skirmishers coming, that's good. How's the stream holding up? Not excellently, but that's okay. Good old terrible bitrate, but that's fine. I love the shield bashing in this. This is one of the things you get in this DLC. It's minor, but it feels like it adds a lot of flavour. These guys shield bashing on their shields, which I think was done historically quite a lot, kind of in the Saxon and Vikings and Dark Ages. I don't have the strength to take a fortress synth. I would love to, but I've only got 70 troops, and a lot of my troops are just kind of mid-tier spearmen. I haven't really got... I need to get my elite army set up before I can take it. You're definitely right, I should take a fortress, but it just requires a bit more work before I can do that. I feel like King Theoden just running up and down the line saying, you know, "You're men of Rohan, of Gondor." Actually, that's Aragorn, not Theoden. I'm thinking of the wrong speech. But here we go. Destroying the shield wall. Everyone's got green shields apart from me. Of course, the ruffians will be coming first because they're... You are all mid-tier troops. Oh look, this guy's got a hat, and this guy isn't even wearing anything on his head. Of course, can't say there's anything more than that, sadly. Infantry charge and spearman charge. To be fair, not everyone has hats and helmets in this mod. I guess because again they were a sign of wealth, and not everyone was wealthy. Don't you dare run away from me, sir. Thank you. Whoever shot him or stuck a spear in his back. Yes, I would love to take a fortress. I just need a bit more time to get that to work, I think. Everyone charge. Let's see if we can catch up with them. Probably not, because I'm incredibly slow in this armour. Charge, gentlemen, charge. Let's kill this chap. Oh, can we do some sniping? Let's see. I'm terrible with throwing weapons in this game. We're not going to catch up to him because we have the heaviest armour in our entire cohort. Come on, can we catch him? No. We don't have the range. This is the problem with not having any cavalry. Only one routed, that's not too bad. There we go. And we actually didn't lose anyone there, so that's good. Victory. 4 renown, 8 morale. And hopefully a good amount of loot and prisoners. Let's get everyone. And I'm starting to get an actual army going, which is good. And we're also starting to get money as well. So we're actually starting to make progress, which is really nice because we've been struggling a bit to make progress these last couple of streams. And it'll be nice to upload this on YouTube later on. Okay, let's head into. Head back to Bodmin, or Bosvena as it's called. Sell all our gear. Do we want to take on 17, 18 Vikings? We can take on 18 Vikings. I will drink from your skull. Right, let us. We'll just push forward and we can set up a bit closer to them, I reckon. That's fine. Just drink some water or Pepsi while we're moving forward. Keep the mouth refreshed, because talking makes us very dry. Right, let's set up here. Let's not push ahead too far. Archers here and skirmishers here as well. Everyone should be set up now. How many hours have you got in Warband now, since, given this is, I presume, your first playthrough? Is it like 30 hours or more? Just out of curiosity more than anything, I suppose. We have a big old line of infantry and spearmen now. Join the shield wall here, if we can get through. First playthrough, fair enough. 55, yeah, that makes sense, given you've got your first castle up and running. Okay, everyone charged, that's fine. We've dealt enough damage to quite a bit of them so far. Don't you dare run away. The more Vikings run away, the less Viking loot we get. You are pretty powerful. Oh, you actually hurt. He's running now. No, I can't catch him. Yeah, die works are the epitome of making good money. Come on, someone throw a spear in his back. We might be able to catch him. I'm not going to be able to catch him, but one of my companions might. Yeah, I mean, setting the base game die works are the bread and butter of your army. Or your army's economy, I should say. Come on, we're so close. We're not going to catch him, are we? Do none of you have throwing weapons? Or slings or something? I guess not. That's frustrating, but never mind. The main thing is we should be getting some good loot from this, all things considered. Okay. I'm not going to catch up to this guy either, I don't think, but presumably he'll route. We might be able to pick him up on the actual world map if we're quick enough. But probably not. Still we go, another good win. I think really the aim for this stream is just to get a lot of, as many businesses as we can up and running, just to really push our money going forward. We're getting a good amount of loot, but let's actually drop some of this kind of not very useful stuff. We'll just take whatever we can. Now we need definitely to go sell, so we'll go back to Bodmin or Bosverna. And we will trade with the weaponsmith. He should have at least some money to sell some of this stuff. It's not going to be worth a huge amount, but it's going to be worth enough to be well worth doing. And we can at least clear out our inventory quite a bit. And we'll have to sell this stuff. We'll have to sell that helmet at the armourer, but that's fine. I stream as much as I can. I've been having a lot of issues with my internet provider as of late, so I haven't been able to stream in a while. I'm afraid I don't have a regular schedule at the moment, but I'm trying to stream once my internet works. I'm trying to stream at least once every 2 days during the week, and then one of the 2 days of the weekend, probably usually the Sunday. But I haven't been able to recently because of my issues with my internet. But I'm hoping that's going to be fixed. I'm calling them again later today to try and deal with it after I return from work. But yes, I stream as much as I can, but not as much as I would perhaps like to. Okay, let's head out of Cornubia for the time being. We're doing okay. We're actually making progress now for a change. Let's head back to 20 Vikings. That's a juicy kill. This is my main game. I play this, and I play a mod for 7 Days to Die called Darkness Falls, which is a really fun mod. And it's a very tough mod. I also do the occasional other streams, so sometimes I do Fall Guys or Rocket League, and I might be doing some other games as well. But given I haven't been able to stream properly for a few days, I've kind of been focusing on just working. I'm lost. Just focusing on a few games. But yes, very much Warband and 7 Days are kind of the two main series I've got at the moment on the go here. I'd like to do an XCOM stream as well, but I think I'm just going to wait till I've got a few more people, a few more followers and a few more people actively watching, just because then we can have a lot more interaction. It can be a much funner kind of interactive stream. This could be interesting. We could probably lose quite a few people in this because of the location. The ship captain's going to be a pain to deal with. I would love to have you stop by, since I'm very much looking forward to that. And I am sorry that I don't have like an official schedule out on my About section. It's just, I at the moment I can't really guarantee when I am going to be streaming, so I just kind of have to play it by ear at the moment. Especially as my workplace is also very busy at the moment. So it's just kind of a play whenever I can and hope someone stops by. There we go. We lost 6 troops there, which wasn't ideal, but I'm hoping the money we get from this should make up for it. Good, not excellent loot, but it is also, a decent amount of loot, enough that we can actually sell for a positive amount. Which we're not going to sell in Bottom because we've bled their coffers dry. We will have a stop by Cerebro on the way back, just to pick up a few more troops to replace the ones we lost. Only one Saxon freeholder, so it's not perfect. Warband is a very small game on Twitch, absolutely synth. But it's a game I'm passionate about, and I think that's sometimes a bit more important. For me, that's more important, is to play a game that I'm passionate about than a game that is very popular. And also, I think if a game is too popular, I will be a very small fish in a very big pond, and I'll never get seen. Whereas at least Warband, which has got still got quite a bit of a cult following, you know, not enough people play it, so you know, I can actually be somewhat visible in it. And certainly, my most successful streams have always been Warband related, either this one or Prophecy of Pendor. But you know, I'm still very much a small streamer, so a long way to go before any you know, any real success. But I'm enjoying myself, and I think that's the main thing. We're going to go get some troops from Lunenham North, I think, but we'll just see if the Ethelling needs any help in terms of jobs. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean that's also why I do it. I do it because I enjoy it. It's something where I can de-stress, and I get to meet nice people such as yourself. I enjoy it. It's a fun thing to do, in my opinion. Who are you? I don't know why they're deciding to come after me with only 16 troops. I think they probably were imagining those other bandits to come to their aid, but clearly not. And you know, I do also play some more like watched games on Twitch, such as Rocket League. 7 Days is much more watched than this. Fall Guys, of course, is also very popular. Infantry, move forward. Same for our spearmen. Okay. Oh, for some reason the alerts didn't show, but thank you very much for can't speak. I completely butchered that. But thank you very much for following. I do appreciate it. I do play Bannerlord, but I haven't really played it on stream, and I haven't played Bannerlord for quite a while. I actually don't think it's installed on my computer at the moment, because it's a very big game, and because I'm trying to do YouTube as well as Twitch, I'm trying to save on space on my rather small hard drive. I'll probably need to get myself an external one soon. Like an external hard drive which is purely for YouTube and games. Well, actually no, putting games on an external hard drive is a bad idea. But certainly YouTube stuff I could put on an external hard drive. Okay, excellent. Only one dead, not terrible. Okay, so I just had to check something there. Take the robber and the reaver. I don't think we'll take these 8 young warriors, but we'll leave the farmers and the peasant women behind, I think. Let's get another Saxon spearman. Saxon spearmen have some nice throwing weapons there, so that's good. And we will share the loot as is custom, so we don't have any issues with morale. We will, however, change that sword because that's a bit better in terms of our gear. Just remember to have the chance to hire 53 mountain bandits. I can't remember what the mountain bandits upgrade into, to be honest. Presumably something useful. Let's keep on pushing forward. This is the first time we've had over 70 troops, so I'm chuffed with that. Head into Chippenham. Ethelmere the Slaver, Aquitaine skirmishers. Let's sell our prisoners. Still worth a pretty penny. We can't upgrade in here, of course. I did see there was a farmer here who's going to be upset about something. We need to go help Chippenham West. That's fine, we can go help Chippenham West. But I'm also going to wait till daytime because it's easier to see. And we do now have 72 of them. I'm sure So actually 53 of them upgraded would be great in your garrison, absolutely. Although I'm sure they'd still make another hideout on your doorstep, so don't bet on it. Okay, we're going to set up here, kind of barricading the middle of the town. Then skirmishers at the back. Okay, our archer's been quite bold. Let's move our archer back. That archer's definitely going to die. See if we can throw some weapons by him sometime. Covering fire, I believe they call it. Okay, you're dealt with. Actually, I thought these were going to be guys with shields. I think we could just charge into them, to be perfectly honest with you. Ooh, always love the decapitation animation. I don't know why I do that jumping thing. Only bandits are hunt when in the area are sea raiders. Yeah, mail shirts and Nordic helmets for my companions. Which, I'll tell you what is really nice is in the mod Prophecy of Pendor, you can get your companions to automatically upgrade their gear of their own kind of volition. They do it automatically. You don't need to micromanage it all. I'm genociding everyone, but it's for a good purpose. At least in my opinion. Let's do... What do we want to do? Athletics, we could always do some more running speed, to be honest. We're very slow. Where to next, I wonder? How are we doing for money? Okay, we're actually doing okay for money. If we can get some more money, we might be able to get Winchester as another business area. Let's go speak... We still need to do this quest for the Ethelred, Ethelwolfing. And he likes us enough, but not enough. Our business hasn't come in yet, but it will do in future. If I get one of the DLCs, should I get this one or Fire and Sword? I can't speak for Fire and Sword, I've never played it. Because this era of history, I think appeals to me more the Viking Age, the kind of Dark Age, as opposed to kind of the Napoleonic Wars. I know the Fire and Sword DLC... No, that's a different one. There's 3 DLCs. There's the Napoleonic one as well. I would personally get this one, but this is one I like and one I play. It doesn't mean the Fire and Sword is bad, but I've never played it. I think this one probably has a bit more development and a bit more stuff put behind it. I think by today's standards, I think Fire and Sword actually even came out before Warband. I think Fire isn't Fire and Sword a DLC for the original Mountain Blade. I'm not sure. Fire and Sword gives you, I think, guns, which is pretty damn snazzy, all things considered. But I've just never played it. I don't know why. It's just never been something I've got around to, I suppose. But even this... Ooh, we get our village back. Badenham. I wonder how long that's going to take before we lose it again. Does this chap have a task for us? No. Let's go to our decrepit village before it inevitably gets taken away from us again by the Welsh. Badenham. Some recruit some volunteers, which is always useful. Let's meet the leader. Tax rate. I'm just going to set a normal tax rate. It doesn't need to be high, but I would like to get some money out of it if I can. And I want to manage the village. Is there anything worth building? Probably not for the amount of money we have. It's probably better saving for a business, so we'll save for that. And how much troops does Barden actually have? Because this is, I really hope that we just don't lose it again straight away. 156. It's actually got a decent amount of troops in it now, because sometimes it can have a really terrible amount of troops in it. However, I don't think we had that that castle before. So I think that one's been taken so that might buy us some time. Let's have a look. Past care went. No, this is a village. I thought this was a castle, but it's not. This, however, I think is a castle. Yes. That one is even more underprotected than Baden is, but that's okay. We'll speak to Elderman Wolf. No. Elderman Wolf here. No, Elderman. I wanted to speak to Elderman Wolf here, but he's now gone to the other side. Is he coming back across? Yes, he is. Good. Do you have any jobs for me? Sadly not. Kill it. Do you mean kill the boar? I'm guessing that's what you mean. I mean the boar's long gone by this point, sadly. 26 Vikings. I think we can take them on.
That's a nice head you have on your shoulders.
It's a nice head you have on your shoulders. Right. Everyone hold here. Infantry and spearmen. Hold the... Oh, castle, kill the castle. It's our castle, though. That's the problem. It's a friendly castle. I can't take out a fellow West Saxon lord. If it gets retaken, I'll try and retake it back, though. If I can. We'll have to see, though. Defect. Thank you very much for following Dank Slavic. I very much appreciate it and hope to see you around more and more. I don't know if I can break in. I don't think I can break independently yet. I would love to and get myself up and running, but I don't have the money to start my own kingdom. So I need to get myself financially secure first. I know, I'm sorry, Synth. I don't know why the notification didn't show for you. I'll try to look into that. I actually need to get myself some custom animations anyway. But perhaps when I get a pay rise. Okay, everyone charge. Maybe when I was messing... It might be because I was messing around with trying to get my internet to sort out. I might have just accidentally mispressed something. So, sorry about that, Synth. That ship captain's gonna hurt. Go away. Those ship captains have such good armour. And they're so strong as well. So they do give good experience, which is nice. Okay, 6 renown, 6 morale. Some Vikingers to take hostage. Good more Saxon freeholders. We're getting a good kind of mid-tier front line here. And this is some excellent loot. And we will go sell it. I'm hoping Bodmin's replace their coffers by now. We'll have to see. I was actually down this way recently. Down in kind of Cornwall and Devon. It's a lovely, lovely part of England. It's truly gorgeous. Kind of the Jurassic Coast here and down here is some of the best coastline in the entire UK. And this, hang on, where is it? This here is called Lizard's Point. This kind of section here. It's the most southerly. It's one of these two places called Lizard Point. It's one of the most southerly. It's the most southerly place in the UK. I guess this one here. interestingly, a lot of the Cornish names are kind of very similar to some of the Welsh names. Like you've got Trefyrth here, you've got Treftegel here, so very much similar in culture and languages, because they were both Welsh and Cornish are both Brythonic languages, so they've got very much a similarity, which is, I think, rather cool. Yeah, similar people travelling between them. They were both historically kind of Brythonic cultured people, as opposed to like Anglo-Saxon. You know, kind of people in actual England were kind of Anglo-Saxon, but Cornwall, Wales, you know, there's a whole kind of, all the Celtic nations tend to be quite sort of Brythonic generally. Shield bash. I wish I could do the shield bash, but I don't think. Well, not that shield bash. It seems to only be the guys with the spears that actually end up doing it. Where are they? Are they coming for us? Yes, they are. They're just taking their sweet, sweet time. We have a very long front line now. Okay. I think it's pretty slow because they're trying to get over the hill. There we go. That's a berserker there. Even though the bowmen aren't very good, then what they do have is range. There goes the berserker, just pretty pushed down by the amount of throwing weapons and arrows coming in for him. But all due credit to him, he was at the very front of his pack. So no one can doubt his bravery when he enters Valhalla. Dines with the gods. Go around the back of them and try hit from behind. I need to once I stop streaming this, I need to remember to export it to YouTube. Let's see if we can get this guy. They're throwing weapons. Probably not. This is the point where we need a horse, but we don't have one. I post VODs, yes I do, and I also post, not so much recently, but I'm trying to get back into it. I also post some original content to YouTube as well. I post VODs. I don't tend to edit the VODs down just because of time wise. I do try to mildly edit some videos. So currently I've got Stronghold HG as a series. I've got Valiant Hearts, The Great Wars, a series. And I have 112 Operator, which is kind of on the back burner, but I'm going to continue that when I can. I guess I try to do stuff that's not really that, you know, I could do this game as a edited series, but I think it would not be as conducive to YouTube as it is to Twitch, whereas there are some story games, quite short story games, which I don't think would work well on Twitch when I don't have a huge amount of followers. So I think they work better to YouTube. So it's kind of finding the right balance between the two, I think. I mean, if you want to take a look, my the link to it should be down below somewhere. It's still a bit rusty, as is my Twitch, and I did have to take a break for it for a little while, but I'm just about to finish off the Stronghold series. I think I'm going to be recording that later today, and then because I've only got the final episode to do of that, and then I'll continue on with the Valiant Hearts, which is not a long game by any means. And 112 Operator will probably be a bit more heavily edited because it's kind of one of those games which actually would probably work better on here, but I've started it on YouTube now, and I've had a couple of unfinished series in the past, and that always kind of annoyed me. So I want to try finish off all the series that I can, really. Traveller, Spearman, Ethelmere the Slaver. That's who I want to speak to. Let us sell off these prisoners. They should be worth a decent amount, if nothing spectacular. Yeah, I mean, that's you like Twitch to talk with the creator while watching. That's why I like Twitch as well. The only reason I do YouTube as well is because I'm trying to build, trying to build up a following on just one. I think is not as a good idea as to trying to, build on 2 platforms, and then they can kind of help and support each other. But I enjoy Twitch a lot as well. I agree, it's probably better lent to quick content, but that's never really been my style. I don't know why. It's just never been kind of the thing that I focus on. But I know shorts are becoming all the rage nowadays. Yeah, but I mean, they're YouTube making shorts because they're trying to compete with Instagram and TikTok and all those kind of short form videos. Obviously, certainly Vine back in the day. Although that's a long gone social media platform nowadays. Every social media always copies each other. I think that's the nature of it all. Okay. I love the shield bashing that they do. It's a nice detail, I think. I don't think you're still waiting for TikTok to die. I don't know if it will. I would love for it to, because I think it's obnoxious. Although you've been waiting three to 4 years. I mean, when it does eventually die, something else will come and take its place, as was the case with Vine. Vine got replaced with TikTok. Even if TikTok dies, something else will come and take its place. Losing hope. Me too, but it may eventually happen. I agree. Yeah, I agree that it can sometimes reward easy fame to people, but that's unfortunately kind of the way of things. I'm gonna pop to the toilet while this battle rages on, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll leave you to watch the battle. Hopefully I don't die in the process. See you in a second. Okie dokie, I'm back. Did I die in the process? Let's have a look. No, good. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me do that. I just thought it was going to become a necessity sooner or later. Right, where are we? There are a lot of good people on TikTok, absolutely. I mean, I think as with all social media platforms, you have a lot of positives and a lot of negatives, you know, regardless of where you go. So it's just a question of finding the people that you enjoy on social media platforms and trying to avoid the people that you perhaps don't enjoy as much. Let's go to Cirencester. I'm going to say Cirencester and sell this stuff. Aquitanian skirmishers, French skirmishers look very good, but they are very costly indeed. 11 mercenaries for 12,000 pennies. Absolutely not. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones? I have. I watched all 8 series, even though I perhaps didn't enjoy the later couple of series very much. I still think it was an excellent TV show. And I'm also watching House of Dragon at the moment, as well as Rings of Power, which is obviously not a Game of Thrones related series, but it's all fantasy. I've actually been watching back a lot of I've been watching a lot of stuff to do with Varys and Tyrion at the moment. I didn't realise this vendor didn't have any money, so we're going to reclaim all our gear here. I do have the books of the Game of Thrones, but I just haven't got around to doing it too much just yet. Well then, I won't spoil anything. I need to read the books more actually. Maybe when I'm travelling a bit at the moment, so maybe I'll take the books with me. Have you been watching House of Dragon or not? Given it's a preview series, I don't know if you're going to finish Game of Thrones before you watch House of Dragon, but it's kind of hard to avoid it. It's all all over the internet at the moment. Okay, I'm going to support this chap's choice. Oh, he wouldn't support. You can't get into shows to life. Fair enough, you know. Everyone's got their kind of preferences. That's not a bad thing by any means. He's suspicious. Okay. That means Elston likes us a little bit more. Not by much, but it's something. Because I don't think we're going to be given a castle yet, so if we can start doing some political manoeuvring, like to do in Game of Thrones, that'd be good. There's quite a few. But these are mostly just sailors. I don't really want to take these groups. I'll happily take on both these groups. I want to do it a different. I don't want to fight them both at the same time. Okay, 44. I'm sure we can manage that. Push up to the hill. Feels like the obvious place to kind of set up camp to deal with them. Everyone knows that the hill is always the best way forward. Feeling bad for Hodor, absolutely. Just so I don't say anything in terms of spoilers, how far have you got up to in Game of Thrones? Just so I don't, because I've watched everything, I don't want to, accidentally spoil something for you. So just let me know the season you're on, so I can kind of tailor what I say. Infantry here, spearmen here, archers and skirmishers hold the hill. Right, infantry can charge, as can spearmen. I don't know what our spearmen are doing, they're doing their own little dance. we might be in trouble here. We might have overexerted ourselves slightly. Everyone charge, or not everyone follow me. Everyone charge, please. What's a good point from the books that would relate to the show? I was trying to remember how much I can't remember how much the books cover. This is going to be a tough fight actually. We're going to lose quite a few troops here, I reckon. We'll win, but we'll take some losses. Okay, this is going to be a close fight. We lost a lot of troops in this engagement. 3 people went to visit Daenerys to see the Dragons of the Destiny. Okay, yeah. Tyrion is in King's Landing as the King's Hand, presumably of Joffrey. He's the Hand of Joffrey. I think that's such a cool name. I imagine just being, you know, like, what's your job title? Oh, I'm just Hand of the King. Like, it's such a badass name, honestly. Let's take all this stuff to sell. Okay, yeah, so I know where you are. Cool. Honestly, Game of Thrones is one of my favourite TV shows. We are going to go and rest up somewhere because we are quite badly damaged. That definitely took a little bit out of us. Stannis loves sending out letters. Stannis is excellent at being brooding in a dark room somewhere writing out letters. Maybe I'll send Marjorie Tyrell a letter and she'll get back to me. I've always had a thing for her. Okay, yeah. Currently on Bran and Hodor. We need to go recruiting. I think we want to be running about 70 troops going forward. 7 Saxon freeholders, that will be a good start. And we can head down to Cister actually and see if there's anything else down here. I suppose we could think about a horse at some point soon. But actually we're not far off getting another business, which would also be really useful. Because as soon as we start making lots of money, we can really start moving forward at pace. I support you, Mr. Huithril. Do you have any tasks for me? No, sadly not. We'll head to Cister and get some more recruits. I want to ask something, but I probably should get it spoiled. I mean, why didn't you ask the question and I can decide whether it's kind of an incredibly important plot point or not? I mean, go ahead and ask, and if you want to. And oh, you shouldn't. You probably shouldn't get it spoiled. I think it's really up to you to decide that. But if I can provide any weighting on that, given that I know what's going forward. Does Bran end up remembering? Bran does become important, yes. I'll leave it at that. But Bran becomes an important character. He does indeed. And now, because we've got our rents from Badenham and from our Ironworks and Chippenham, we're only losing a few hundred a week, which is good because it means that when you add in our bonuses in terms of any prisoners and any loot we get, it all adds up. Let's sell these prisoners. Not going to be worth a huge amount, but worth enough. Helgi, we've already spoken to you, we're not picking you up. I mean, you know, it's Game of Thrones, you never know what could happen. I was always surprised how many people died so early on. We are still at war with Wales. At least this Welsh faction here in the green. I don't think there's any particularly weak castles we could go for, but it's good to give it a scout out for future reference. We might find a... Oh, hang on. They're going after Care Swiss here. Just waiting for Daenerys to make it to Westeros. Yeah, absolutely. How goes the war? Well, he still hasn't finished writing all the books. And also, like you, I'd actually need to read. I need to read the books. Do we want to get involved in the siege? Probably not. We'll just lose all our troops. We'll always go back and do that later. Help out later. I think it's time to get out of Wales, though. Lots of monasteries in this. Okay, so there's a couple of truces that probably don't relate to us that much, but stuff. At some point, we're gonna end up at war with the Mias faction next door to us, and that's gonna be a real issue, I think, going forward. Sun greets you early in the morning and sends you into bed at night. Interesting. Let us upgrade peasant. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think that with all adaptations, you can't always have everything from the books, but so some things are always going to be better in the books, and some things will always be better in the adaptations. It's about finding the right balance between the two, I think. Can we take on these guys? Sure, he says slightly. Yeah, I mean, you've had a bit spoiled from the scenes that you've seen from the show. Scene of the show. Yeah, I mean, it's had such a big presence online, especially with House of Dragon at the moment, which is obviously its prequel series, that it is hard to kind of avoid spoilers. I do understand that. Right, infantry here, and spearmen here. Archers and skirmishers hold the hill. Definitely didn't mean to take a screenshot, but that's fine. This is going to be interesting. We should win this fight, but we might take quite a few losses overall, so we'll have to see. Funny ice dragon. Absolutely. Right. Oh, archers. Do we even have any archers? No, we don't. They're all dead. Questions, where are they? They are coming in. Definitely one of our biggest fights so far, and these guys will have shields. They're not like at the Viking level in terms of armour, but they have enough numbers that they'll be pretty tough, all things considered. Infantry charge and spearman charge. Oh, we might be out. This might have been a mistake, I don't know. Okay, everyone else charged now. As long as we can rout them before they rout us, I think that's the main thing. There we go, we've got the quarter of their troops killed, that's a good start. We can just get around behind them and start whacking into them behind. Whacking their behinds, I suppose. because we do get extra damage. We often get extra damage from fighting from behind. But not if we get killed. Oh, it's gonna be a tough old fight, this one. Let's hope we win this. What are we doing? We're losing this fight. We may need to pull back. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to need to pull back here. Hi chaps. I don't know if we can solo all these guys, to be honest. Can we fight 12 troops by ourselves? Probably not. Run away! Run away like Monty Python. Ow. So I'm not talking much, I'm just trying to concentrate on not dying, which I inevitably will be. And I thought we had this in the bag, but clearly not. Run away. Run to somewhere. Kaio, Warlord, just so you know, I have no problem if we run from battle. Living to fight another day makes good sense to me. I agree, good sir, I agree. We weren't far off, and luckily we only lost about 20 of our troops, which isn't, of course, ideal. But we survived, that's the main thing. We did lose probably quite a bit of morale from that, yeah. We might need to go see a Lady of the Night and deal with our morale issues. Let's head to Winchester. Oh. I didn't see that over there. 30 troops against 36. Let's see if we can do this. It's not ideal. It's definitely more than I would have liked to have lost, but I was being a bit overambitious with my fighting. And this is a tough mod, so that's not the end of the world. Luckily now we're getting a bit more money. It shouldn't be too hard to replace our morale and our troops. That's not the end of the world. This might be another thing we run away from if we start losing this. But this is the thing, a lot of my troops are still so very much like a mid-tier. This guy, he's great. He's only really got like a leather tunic on. Not even that, probably like a cloth tunic. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if we can manage it. I don't know what to call them, to be honest. I don't have a horse. I should get a horse. But also, it feels right to fight on foot, given the kind of time we're in, but I do agree I should get a horse. Everyone charge. Let's go. This isn't going to go well, is it? Fashion your men with a speech. No. I might have to surrender here. Get inside of Winchester. Whew. Just made it. You know what? I agree with you. It's time to get a horse. They're very expensive. That's why that's why I haven't really got one so far. But I think it will be worth it probably. But let's wait here. Just let our troops heal up. That was a bit of a bad episode, but that's a bit of a bad few minutes. That's okay. We can go recruit. Am I allowed to call the mid-tier now I have a horse? Right. Oh good. The prosperity of our village has gone from very poor to poor. It's better than nothing, I suppose. And also now we can go ride down troops. Yeah, I agree with you. I do think that the economy seems a bit more balanced in this than the base game, because sometimes the economy can be really weirdly balanced. I don't think we'll fight on a horse, but we will use it to kind of track down. Oh, please leave me alone. I don't think we want to be taking on 33. Let's pull back from there. I don't think we want to be taking on 33 Vikings at the moment, to be honest. Speak to you. Do you have any tasks that I can do for you? No. Your heavy step charger was just 6k. I just paid 5,000 pennies for a pony. Why? This all happens when I play at 4:40 in the morning. I just run ahead and don't look where I'm going. People aren't going to be happy that I left some troops as to buy my retreat, but I don't see what alternative I had. That we did have some reinforcements, but they were just villagers. They were never going to be able to help us in the long run. It's not okay. Dortcham's being raided. Oh, Kaya's not. Can I persuade you to change? Yeah. Okay, we need to get to a Lady of the Night quickly. We definitely need to improve our morale. What time is it there for you, Synth? Traveller, Asbjorn. Asbjorn, hello. So nice to meet you. $11:40. I'm guessing that's in the night time. It's 4:40 a.m. here. I start working 3 hours and 20 minutes. I would like to take a doctor, but he's a Viking, and we've kind of said we're not going to take Vikings because we're doing this in a kind of a roleplay standard. Let's get some fruit. I suppose it's now getting to the point when it's 4:40 in the morning that it's not so much nighttime. It's just turning into morning by this point. Oh, you're from Florida. Florida, that makes sense. We need to deal with our morale issues because we just ran into a whole host of problems. 720 pennies. It's not excellent. It's got a bit of money spent. How's our morale still below average? How's Kai doing now? He's not as bad. Let's see if we can do another couple of those. Oh, ambush. Excellent. I haven't been sleeping very well recently, so I decided to try stream. But I'll stop in a second to get a couple of hours snap. But I've been enjoying talking to you, all three of you, so I don't really want to stop, but I guess I do have to stop at some point, unfortunately. Thank you, Kai. You saved my life. Let me get some money out of it, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I'll pay for our next round of the pub. But I'm guessing we might need to go somewhere else. You can't just spam it like the base game. Let's recruit some. Oh, we can get an angle bowman. Okay, looks like the Welsh are going in for that village there. That's fine, we can just hopefully avoid them. We're actually making profit because we lost so many troops. I also saw. I'm the top warband streamer. That's interesting. Thank you for letting me know. I mean, I can't imagine there's a huge amount of people streaming Warband, but it's still nice to be the top of something on Twitch. It's not. It probably that's not going to happen in any. I can't speak in any other game, but I'll take it. Head to Sabre, get some recruits, 8 Saxon freeholders. Very nice indeed. Just go about kind of rebuilding our army a little bit. Because we a little bit of an issue here when it came to troops. Let's be careful around this Danish long fort. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's all French because it's not a French. Earlier I was watching my friend stream a small game. He was one view away from doing from outdoing an LGBT depression charity streamer. Fair enough. We've got a lot of troops over there. Let's try not engage them for the time being. So we just want to actually just get some more troops for the time being. We can always go fighting later. No, I can't. There's a village that I have access to recruit from, and I can't remember which one it is. So I need to get permission from the lords, but you need to have good enough relations with them to do that. Where am I going now? What am I doing? That seems like a very hostile area to be in. Let's go the other way. I think we'll also avoid those masters fighters for the time being. Let's head back into Cister. Oh, that's Pest Lord. Veteran ransom broker. Well, I don't have any prisoners because I've been losing all the fights. Let's get some vegetables, some fruit. Honey is probably a bit too expensive for us to do that. Since you're going to go, hope you get some sleep and have a great day. Thank you very much for joining, Synth. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for the follow. I should be streaming in about 12, 13, 14 hours from now, so I hope to see you again very, very soon. I don't know if it'll be the zombie game or the warband, depending on how my internet's holding up. We'll have to see. But thank you very much for joining. I really do appreciate it. Have a good day. Alclutul Nathan. I think that's just another couple of Irish factions, or possibly a Scottish faction. I'm not going to hire the widows or orphans, I don't think. I had to Cantwaraba, that's hard to say. Interesting here, Wandering Bard, Aquitanian skirmishers, but not at that cost, I don't think. We will have a buy some cheese and some dried meat. Oh, not some dried meat, that's very expensive for what it is. We'll buy some cheese at least. Let's go get some more recruits. I think that's important. Because 50 doesn't feel like quite enough. It's not a bad amount, but it could always be more. I think that's important. 9 Saxon freeholders. And we'll go for Esconsister as well. Ooh, that would be a fun fight. Let's join that fight. 101 versus 47. Let's give it a go. I'm actually to control them, I think, which is nice. And we finally have a horse, albeit a pony, but it's something. Right, everyone hold up here. See them down there. Okay. Infantry here, as well as our spearmen, and archers and skirmishers on the hill. Great. We've got a long old infantry line there. Lots of young warriors. A couple of our companions. We'll be okay. We'll stay on horseback for this, just so we probably stay alive a little bit longer. Don't know what our skirmishers are doing. We don't actually have many. So I think everyone will just charge in. We need to get some more range, I think. Everyone charge now while we've got the advantage of the hill. It's the first time I've done horse combat in this mod. And I miss. Great. It does allow us to be a lot more versatile, and we're probably usually only one of the only ones actually on a horse. Although our horses take quite a bit of damage. And of course there are a lot of chaps with spears around, and horses and spears are known to not really get on very well when it comes to medieval combat. Oh, we did a whole 0 damage to that ship captain. That was impressive. There we go. And the horse didn't die. Excellent. We will take that Briton Freeman. So, I can't remember how we take all of them at once. We will share the loot. So, oh, that's a nice helmet. 49 damage, I'll happily take that. That's a nice axe as well. But because it's a two-handed and a one-handed, the speed would be pretty slow if I decide to use it one-handed. Excellent. Let's head into Esconsister. Let's get some more recruits. 5 more Saxon freeholders. And let's get ourselves back somewhere safe. Goodbye Sibra on the way back, I guess. And get some more Saxon freeholders, which is excellent, but that is costing quite a bit of money, but that's not a bad thing. Let's head back to Winchester. And sadly, I think I'm going to have to call it there. Not that I really want to, because I've been having a blast of a time, but I should get myself ready for work soon. And I should probably have a little bit of food, a little bit of a break, and then crack on. So, Cynthia's no longer here, but thank you, all 3 of you, for joining and participating and talking. It's been an absolute blast. I've had a really good time, and I was having a really torrid time before I got on the stream today, so thank you very much indeed. Expect another stream in about 14 hours from now, give or take. Maybe not that long, actually. But I'm working from 8 till 4, come back, have a break, and then do some more streaming if the internet decides to hold, which it may not. I do hope it hasn't been too blocky and too gritty to watch today. Not in terms of any subject matters, but in terms of the actual stream. I'm hoping it hasn't been terrible. Dank Slavic, if you're still here, thank you very much for joining as well. And of course, Whiskers, my ever faithful. I will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.